Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to Sneaker Stories. As always, I'm your host Chris Jack. Today, I did not see this day coming, but without further ado, let's check out the Air Jordan 1 Dior lows. Alright, so before I get into unboxing, what I honestly am still just blown away, can't quite deal with how epic these things are. Just want to shout out my man Suhail down here in Cape Town, who managed to get lucky by some freak, I don't know, just got lucky on that raffle. Finally got the pair down here to Cape Town and has very kindly hooked us up to have a look at here on Sneaker Stories today. So a massive shout out to you, brother. Really appreciate it. Alright, so if you guys are watching this, you definitely know what's going on with the backstory of this particular pair, but just in a nutshell, Kim Jones, creative director of Dior, did this collaboration with Jordan Brand for the FW 2020 collection, which he debuted in Miami. Feels like about a year ago now, maybe in March last year. I don't even know when that was, but either way, it broke the internet. Everyone went absolutely crazy, and with the whole thing with COVID and all of that happening, the release was delayed and no one really knew how they were going to get these things until it just happened kind of out of nowhere. And both models, the Air Jordan 1 High and of course the Low, which we're going to be looking at today, were released by an online raffle system only. I entered this thing not with my own name because you had to do in-store collection for both pairs and select a Dior store around the world where obviously you were based that you could actually go and get them. But there were some little ways and tricks that you could get around that. Obviously with COVID not being able to fly anywhere directly yourself, you had to get a little bit creative, and that's exactly what happened to get this particular pair all the way back here in South Africa, or Cape Town at least, where we don't even have a Dior store. So massive shout out again to Sully for pulling that off. Without further ado, I'm going to check out, or unbox this at least. I just want to say, like, I got these last night and I literally felt nauseous just looking at them, because it's one of those things that you just know that you can't afford to get on resale. If you guys don't know what these things are selling for right now, a small car, or maybe even a pretty decent car in that fact, these things are selling the lows between $7,000 and $12,000 depending on size, and then obviously the highs are fetching a little bit more than that. I think I cut it up to like $14,000, which is just insane. So I'll just start off with the box here. This is a beautiful Dior box. Obviously no Jordan cardboard boxes when it comes to a $2,000 retail shoe. This particular box is lined with a bit of fabric on it. It's done in this beautiful navy color, and you've got the Air Dior custom logo done there, which is just a print over the top of it, like a screen print basically. And then you've got the magnetic bits, which just open up like that. It's just absolutely beautiful. You're obviously greeted by this Dior branded sort of tissue paper. And once you sort of unfold all of that, I literally, can you see the goosebumps? Nah, I mean, these things are just absolutely unbelievable. Like, I mean, like, I know they're just shoes and whatever, and like it's just a Jordan 1 and it's the fancy version of it, but you guys, you're super privileged to have these in hand right now. Alright, so you got both shoes obviously in there as well. Then you've got these two Air Dior branded dust bags for the shoes. Obviously there's two of them, one for each shoe. These things are absolutely amazing quality. You can really feel like that is super premium. And then you've got three little bags over here, which are little drawstring bags done in the same sort of fabric. We'll get to those in a bit. And then just, oh my word, look at these insoles, absolutely unbelievable. We'll get to these in a minute. All right, so the shoes itself, I mean, they just really are something else when it comes to the quality and the execution on this particular pair. I wasn't too hyped on getting the low version of this particular pair. I was only entered for the high version. However, having these in hand, I think that these might actually be a little bit more like wearable, occasion friendly, you know, in terms of like being able to wear them to a whole bunch of different things, dress up, dress down. I mean, you could do that with the Jordan 1 High as well, but I think you might actually get more wear out of the low, but that's just my like kind of initial thoughts, and I haven't seen the highs in hand yet. Hopefully one day, never say never. But onto these shoes themselves, I'm going to start with the outsole. Obviously, I mean, these are just absolutely insane. So the right shoe's got the Dior logo. You've got this icy blue translucent outsole on it. The left shoe's got the Air Dior logo done over there. I mean, that's a super iconic straight off the bat. The midsoles are then done in this slightly sort of grayish tone of white. Obviously standard Air Jordan 1 midsole. And then moving into the upper, this is where you can really see how like the sort of hand execution has gone on this particular pair. All 8,500 pairs of these and the highs, of course, were handmade in Milan. So this is a made in Italy pair using only the premium of most premium leathers, which you would obviously expect from any sort of Dior product, of course. I mean, I've just never seen execution and material quality of this standard. Like, it's just absolutely insane. Now, from a colorway perspective, they've used this beautiful Dior gray, which is a classic color for them, and obviously mixed up with whites in the toe box area, and obviously that mid panel behind the swoosh as well. But the rest of it is this unbelievable gray. It just looks so nice in hand. It's quite a thick leather as well. You can really see that around the eyelet sections over here, where they've basically just painted and rounded off each of the edges of the leather that they've used on the shoe. Now, I have seen some people say due to the thickness of the leather on both of these pairs, the low and the high, you might have to consider taking a half size up. Just because of its thickness, it has kind of made the shoe a little bit smaller than what you might usually get on normal Jordan 1 sizing. However, that I can't actually verify myself, because A, these are not my size, and B, there's no ways I'm putting them on my feet. Now, one of the most beautiful features on the shoe has to be this oblique monogram Dior swoosh over here. The quality is like kind of the sort of jacquard material of some sort, but you've got that step and repeat Dior logo, which has been kind of shrunk down to fit on the shoe, so you can see a little bit more of it. But this is obviously stereotypical of like Dior handbags and other products that they've got using that monogram print across other products, and obviously just a staple of their brand. Now, swinging into the heel section of the shoe, as far as I understand, this is actually hand painted. It's one of my favorite features on this. It just really pops against that Dior gray color, the Air Dior logo, of course. That's got a bit of a raised section to it as well, so you kind of got this 3D effect or an embossed or debossed effect going on with that particular logo. And swinging to the medial side of the shoe, much the same as the other, same thing with the oblique monogrammed swoosh that you've got here. And then just up into the toe box section, this is that off-white beautiful color with perforations in it done over there, which kind of flows up into the tongue section of the shoe. Now, the tongue itself, this is one of those details that you really had to look close to see on really high detail photos or whatever, to notice that they've used that oblique monogram sort of step and repeat logo done and stitched into that tongue section itself. It's a beautiful detail on here. It's absolutely incredible in real life. And that basically just runs down the full length of the tongue. Now, towards the top of the tongue, you do have the Dior Air logo, which is done in white and gray, of course. And just to show you like the level of craftsmanship like on the tongue itself, like the lining over here is also done in a beautiful leather as well. I mean, it's just everything has been absolutely thought of. They did obviously set out to create the most luxurious Jordan 1 on the planet Earth, and I mean, this is it, 100%. Now, from a lacing perspective, what comes with the shoes is a set of flat gray laces. They're almost like a waxy lace as well. They've got these beautiful aglets on here. One's got the Jumpman logo on, and one's got the Dior logo on, which are done in this beautiful like chromed out silver. However, they do obviously give you another set of laces. This particular pair is just flat white, but you've got the same aglets with the same branding going on there. So you can obviously change that up if you do want to add a little bit more white to the shoe. And these laces obviously come in this beautiful little drawstring bag as well. It just really ties into the premium nature of everything. So just taking out the shoe horns for you, these are done in that same gray on a plastic. I mean, it's just crazy, man. You know, we always used to seeing little cardboard ones thrown in the shoe or whatever, but I mean, just on another level with the Jumpman logo there embossed onto that as well. All right, so moving inside the shoe, the sock line over here, it's just, again, super premium, unbelievable, done in this gray coloring, of course. On the reverse of the tongue, it's just done in a flat white sort of foam mesh over there. On the reverse of the tongue tag, you do have made in Italy there, just signifying obviously where these were made. Something really awesome about that, you know, not to see like China or Vietnam or whatever it is. Super premium. No offense to China, Vietnam, of course, but handmade in Milan. I can do that. Now, just pulling out the insoles here, these are done in a flat gray. These are the insoles that come inside the shoes. You've just got a Jumpman logo and a Dior logo, which has just been printed over that. These are like just the casual, like, okay, let's put an insole in there. Not premium at all. But then, I mean, probably the coolest insole I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even kidding. You've obviously got the oblique monogram there as well with the Dior step and repeat, and that's completely just been embossed on top of these in a thin leather sheet, which obviously wraps these insoles. So that obviously, I mean, once these things are in, like, everything's good. But once you remove those standard gray insoles, you are greeted with probably just the most mind-blowing like material feature on here. The strobel of the shoe is obviously also that Dior oblique logo there, the step and repeat, and that's been like, it kind of looks like it's just been like burnt or pressed into whatever the strobel material is there. But the stitching, everything about it is just, it's so on point that there's nothing bad about this shoe. There literally isn't. Now, as I mentioned earlier in this, there were only 8,500 pairs made of each of the low and of the high, and each of these pairs are individually numbered, and they've done that by basically just embossing a piece of leather inside the shoe, which has got the individual number over there. And while we're in there, just one detail I really want to show you is that you can actually see the reverse side of the leather panels used in the upper, which are completely genuine, of course. It's just a really nice detail to see that, bringing in that premium nature, of course. And then last but not least, you've just got the size label over here, which I haven't really noticed before. It's really like glued on flat into that leather piece. It just got the made in Italy, and obviously the size and information with the Jumpman logo as well. Now further to that, there are two other little drawstring bags over here which come with some accessories. The first of this is the Jumpman logo, which is done in a beautiful sort of chromed out finish. This is basically, people have been hanging them off the shoe or whatever. It's not something that I would generally walk on there, but maybe you can use that as a key ring or something. And then in the other bag, I think is the Air Dior logo as well, yeah, which is also done in that chrome finish. On the reverse of that, you've got the Dior logo as well. These are just really nice details. If you're actually having them on the shoe, even as a display piece or whatever, they really just bring this thing to life with that premium vibes, which you're getting from them, of course. Now further to the shoes, and I've already showed you the highs as well, there was a full apparel collection which had t-shirts, jackets, shirts, pants, pretty much anything you can think of, bucket hats, which was obviously previewed by Travis Scott, at least in the advert that they did for this, which was shot in Miami. Everything about this collection is just insane in my opinion. Obviously, you know, if you didn't get these things at retail, like, it's just one of those sad things that the resale prices are just so ridiculously high. I mean, it's sort of the equivalent of 140,000 or 160,000 all the way up to about 260,000 Rand on the high side, depending on size, of course, and obviously highs or lows or whatever. But, you know, even the t-shirts are like 20, 30 grand, which is just, I mean, it's just another level. Like, I only aspire to be there one day. But like, even if I was spending resale on this pair, like, I just don't think I would be able to wear them at that. You know, just knowing that you've spent so much money on a pair is ridiculous. At retail, of course, like, if I had copped these at retail, which, you know, a lot of you guys will know was like the absolute dream, they would have gone on feet same day, 100%. Like, I could literally, I would just love to wear the shoe, but yeah, I think that, like, that dream is sailed now, because there's no ways I even have remotely enough money to buy a resale pair. But either way, like, if you can, power to you. Like, I'm eternally jealous. But that's pretty much it for this little review, or overview at least, of the Air Jordan 1 Dior lows. Completely, I mean, as you've probably seen, I've lost my mind a couple of times in this review already. Like, thank you, Sahel, for hooking us up with these to have a look at, man. I really appreciate that. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you guys do have any further questions on this or anything else in the room, please feel free to drop it in the comments below. And don't forget to please give the video a thumbs up, and maybe drop a comment below if you can, just to get the algorithm going on this video, help the channel out a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you on the next one.